You wake up one morning, open your banking app, and the number is higher than yesterday. You didn't work extra hours. You didn't sell anything. It just appeared. That sounds illegal because for you it is. But for governments, it's Tuesday. Right now, somewhere in the world, new money is being created out of thin air. Not printed on paper, not delivered by trucks, just typed into existence. And it's completely legal, even expected. So the uncomfortable question is obvious. Why can governments create money, but you can't? This matters right now because money feels strange lately. Prices don't make sense. Salaries feel late. Assets feel expensive. And everyone keeps saying, it's complicated. It's not complicated. It's just hidden. Let's start with a simple truth most people never hear. Most money is not cash. It's numbers. Over 90% of the money you use has no physical form. No paper, no coins. Just entries in databases. When you tap your phone or swipe a card, no bills move. Numbers change. And the power to change those numbers is tightly controlled. Not by the government in the way people imagine, but by a small group of institutions designed to look boring. Central banks. They sit at the center of the financial system. They don't run schools or fix roads. Their main job is to manage money itself. How much exists, how expensive it is to borrow, how fast it flows. And here's the key difference. You can earn money, you can save money, you can borrow money, but you cannot create money. Governments can, because they control the system that defines what money is. When a government prints money, it's rarely literal printing. What actually happens is more subtle. The central bank creates new digital money and uses it to buy government bonds. Those bonds are basically IOUs. The government promises to pay later. The central bank pays now with newly created money. No vaults, no trucks, just keystrokes. This is how money enters the economy. It doesn't start with workers. It doesn't start with businesses. It starts with debt. That's the uncomfortable math. Every new unit of money is born as someone else's liability. When you try to create money yourself, you're counterfeiting. You're breaking the rules of the system. Because if anyone could create money, trust would collapse instantly. Prices would be meaningless. Savings would evaporate. So the system draws a hard line. Creation at the top, usage at the bottom. Now, here's where it gets strange. Governments tell you money must be scarce. They warn about inflation. They tell you budgets are tight. But when a crisis hits, suddenly money is everywhere. In 2008, trillions appeared to save banks. In 2020, trillions more appeared to stop economies from freezing. Same system, same method, new numbers. So why not always do this? Because creating money doesn't create real value. It changes who gets purchasing power first. This is the part almost never explained. When new money enters the system, it doesn't reach everyone equally. It goes somewhere specific. Banks, financial markets, government spending, large institutions. They get to spend the new money before prices adjust. By the time it reaches wages and savings accounts, prices have already moved. This isn't a conspiracy, it's physics. Money created at the center spreads outward, and value shifts as it moves. That's why asset prices often rise before everyday incomes do. Stocks, real estate, bonds. The people closest to the source feel richer first. Everyone else feels inflation later. Now contrast this with you. If you create money, you add purchasing power without adding value. You destabilize trust. You dilute everyone else's money instantly. When the government does it, the dilution still happens. It's just slower, more controlled, and politically framed as necessary. Same effect, different permission. There's a quiet irony here. The system tells you money must be earned, but the largest amounts are created. The system tells you debt is dangerous, but the entire system runs on debt. Governments don't pay back debt the way households do. They roll it forward, issue new bonds, create new money, extend timelines. As long as people believe in the currency, the system holds. Belief is the real backing. Not gold, not productivity, trust. This is why governments guard money creation so fiercely. Once trust breaks, it doesn't matter how many laws exist. Money stops working. History is full of examples where printing went too far. Not because printing itself is evil, but because it outpaced real economic capacity. More money chasing the same goods equals higher prices, always. So governments walk a tightrope. Too little money and the economy chokes. Too much and confidence cracks. You're not allowed on that rope. Not because you're irresponsible, but because the system only works if very few people control it. This brings us to the quiet reality. Money is not neutral. It's a tool of coordination and power. Who can create it decides who absorbs risk, who gets relief, and who waits. When you hear stimulus, ask where it enters. When you hear inflation, ask who felt it last. When you hear there's no money, ask for whom. Because the money didn't disappear, it moved. And here's the unresolved question that should stay with you. If money is just numbers backed by belief, and governments can create it when survival demands, then what exactly are the limits? Not technical limits, political limits, social limits. At what point does trust stop stretching? That answer hasn't been printed yet.